Teaching number 134. I come to bring peace to your heart in this message of love, because I have seen your sanctuary open and I have entered to dwell in it. Christ, the Master, is speaking to you and reminds you of his works on earth so that you can be inspired by my examples. You must take advantage of my presence among you, O beloved people, because the time you are living is transcendental for your spirit. That being of light that inhabits you knows that his work is not finished. He knows that in previous existences he wasted the time that had been granted to him, as well as the opportunities he had to achieve his spiritual advance. Therefore he knows that today he must strive to achieve the full performance of his mission, as well as the development of all his gifts. I have wanted that through this work you know all the gifts and powers of your spirit. I have given you my teachings of love. I have granted you enough time to cultivate your gifts and so that you can illuminate the path of those who in darkness meet, with the light of my truth. I have made you understand that this is the time in which my chosen ones will emerge as prophets, seers, or enlightened ones, announcing to the world that the era of light has arrived. Few will be those who sense in these announcements the proximity of my kingdom, which is ready to overflow in revelations, graces and wisdom. Many will be confused by what they see, feel and experience, to the point of asking me, Lord, what do my eyes see, what is happening in the world and what is the meaning of so many strange things? Manifestations and signs among men. And those who, due to their incredulity, pride or hardness, do not get to see or feel, nor manage through intuition to contemplate the lights of this time, will be the ones who call light darkness and imposture the true. Don't you think that you, those of you who have been delighted with the light of this word that has been encouraging your heart, are the ones indicated to define the reason for all this, announcing the good news and teaching my doctrine through of the book of my teachings to all those who need it? I have given you the law, the norms, the way, and the knowledge of what is just and what is lawful, so that you never stumble, so that you do not hesitate in moments of struggle and so that you do not stain what which is sacred. I know that you are going to see men and women who prophesy arise from all corners of the earth, who announce doctrines that surprise all those who live far from the spiritual, beings who cure diseases that they call incurable and who preach spirituality as the only doctrine that is capable of giving the world peace. The manifestations of many of those men will not be defined or pure, because they lacked the direction of the Master, but by then, this people who have been my disciples, will carry my message through all the paths of the earth. Many will be right to be surprised that the spiritual life becomes the norm of the works of humanity, because long ago men closed the doors of their hearts to my message and inspirations. In this voluntary exile, man only listens to the voice of his free will, and the path of his life is illuminated only by the dim light of his material knowledge, but that voice is almost always a long complaint, sob or imprecation, and its light is manifested through its science that instead of elevating it, sinks it deeper into its pain. Those who rise after their sleep of centuries announcing the era of light, will be the dead who resurrect to spiritual life, after having remained inert for true life. Where there is love, wisdom and justice, where there is inspiration and goodness prevails, there will be true life. But where sin reigns and vice prevails, where war exists, envy and selfishness nests, only death, desolation and darkness will be found. When men fall into materialism, instead of their work being creative, it is destructive, then they resemble a multitude of worms ready to finish eating a corpse, when due to their creative work they could resemble a swarm of bees building their honeycomb in perfect harmony. The work of these little beings consists of looking for honey so that it can later sweeten the palate. And you, when will you discover the true taste of life to give it to each other? That knowledge is constituted by divine love, sublime nectar that I have deposited in each heart and which you have not known how to understand or seek, and therefore it still does not sweeten your existence. Today, the light of the Father is poured out in torrents on every spirit, so that when he wakes up from his lethargy, he meditates on his own experience, which is a book rich in wisdom and light, and perceives the splendor of truth. People, prepare yourselves, meditate on your mission, measure your responsibility in this time, which is conducive to spiritual awakening, and get ready to work in my countryside, that I will help you in the fulfillment of your mission. I come to listen to your requests, your complaints. I want you to learn to converse with your Father. Do not think that I have come only to you, I have descended on everyone, because the love of this humanity reached the height of the heavens like an anguished cry, like an inspiration of light. When you receive my word this morning, you ask me internally, if I come as a father or as a judge, and I am saying that since before you heard my first word of this day, your conscience had already pointed out to each one of you, your faults and also each one of your good deeds. But if I judge you by my word, why do you fear? Perchance my judgment does not come from the love I have for you. I come to wake you up so that the tests do not surprise you, and the storms and hurricanes of these times do not leave you in the dark. Certainly this is a time of tests, for which it is necessary to be strong and prepared so as not to succumb. Life on earth has always been one of trial and atonement for man, but this road has never been as full of pain as it is now, nor has the chalice been so full of bitterness. At this time man does not wait for the mature age to face the fight. How many beings in their childhood already know the disappointments, the yoke, the scourges, the setbacks and failures? And I can tell you even more, in these times the pain of man begins before birth, that is, from the womb of his mother. Great is the expiation of the beings that come to earth at this time. All the pain that exists in the world is the work of man. What greater perfection in my justice, than letting the same ones who sowed the path of life with thorns, come now to pick them up? Not everyone is equally to blame for the chaos you live in, but those who are not the cause of war are responsible for peace. Have charity towards yourselves and your fellow men. For this charity to be effective, recognize your gifts by studying my word, because he who loves his brother loves me, because his brother is my beloved son. You are a people whom I am preparing for prayer, for the spread of my word and for healing. Life with its miseries, struggles and bitterness, resembles the desert, but do not go to park in it, because then you will not know true peace. Keep in mind the example of Israel referred to in history, who had to wander in the desert for a long time, to get away from the captivity and idolatry of Egypt, as well as to reach a land of peace and liberty. Today, all humanity is similar to that captive people of Pharaoh. Beliefs, doctrines and laws are imposed on him, most nations are slaves to stronger ones, the fight is rough and the work is done under the lashes of hunger and humiliation, the bread that all men eat is bitter. All this means that in the heart of humanity a longing for liberation, for peace, to achieve a better life is taking shape. The noise of war, the human blood that runs, selfishness, ambition and hatred that bear fruit in 1,000 forms, are awakening men from their deep lethargy, and when they are united in a single ideal of spirituality, as the people of Israel were united in Egypt under the inspiration of Moses, what force will be able to stop those hearts? None, because my light will be in that longing, my strength will be in that happiness, my divine promises will be in that ideal. Does the world need to free itself from its chains, a new Moses? The teaching that I have brought you at this time is the light that inspired Moses, it is the word of justice and prophecy, it is the strength that lifts up the weak, the timid, the cowardly, and makes them courageous, determined and fervent, it is law that guides and leads along the path of truth, it is divine tenderness that sustains you in the long days of the journey. You feel encouraged by my word, people, as if a wonderful balm fell on your wounds, you feel strengthened, renewed, full of hope for tomorrow, then, do you not believe that this same message, if you took it to the oppressed peoples of the earth, would work the same miracle in them? That is why I tell you to prepare yourselves, so that you do not delay the moment when you arise as emissaries of this inspiration. If I tell you to prepare yourselves, it is because this good news must be spread in such a way that it can never cause pain, a fratricidal feud, or spill a single drop of blood. My message is persuasive, gentle, full of truth. The same touches the heart, which reaches the mind and convinces the spirit. Listen to me, study, practice, and you will be able to open gaps for men towards faith, light, freedom and peace. You know that I am always willing to give you one more of my lessons. Today I will begin by telling you that the purpose of my arrival among you is to teach you, so that you can carry out your mission with clarity. Certainly, this existence is a new stage for your spirit, which had left incomplete a work that had been entrusted to it, and now it has been given the opportunity to take it a little further on the path of perfection. Also I, the divine master, had to return among men, because my work at that time was incomplete. There will be those who deny this assertion, saying that the work of Jesus concluded when he expired on the cross, but this will be because they have forgotten that I announced and promised that I would return. You, to whom I now reveal these teachings, understand that reincarnation is not essential for me, because in my spirit is able to manifest myself in 1,000 ways to humanity. Nor have I returned in search of perfection for my spirit. If I come to you now, it is only to show you the path that can lead you to the light. Remember that in the first era the prophets told you, the Lord is the doorkeeper, Furthermore, did I not tell you when I humanized myself among you, I am the way? Am I not now telling you, I am already the top of the mountain you are climbing? I have always been in perfection. I am pleased to know that you are safe traveling along my path. Tomorrow will be universal joy when all of you live within the spiritual home that has been awaiting the arrival of the children of the Lord for a long time. Thus I speak to your spirit, because I know that you can already understand these lessons, and I can tell you that you are not a son of this earth, that here in this world you should only consider yourself as a guest, because your true homeland is spiritual. Take this word in its true sense, because otherwise you would come to think that my doctrine goes against all human progress, and it would not be fair for you to attribute such errors to a father who only seeks the improvement of his children in the different paths of life. What my justice relentlessly pursues is evil, which takes various forms in the heart of man, sometimes manifesting itself in selfish feelings, low passions, others in excessive greed and even in hatred. Disciples, you must study what I am telling you now in a figurative sense. Life is a tree, its branches are countless, and of those branches there are no two that are the same, but each one of them fulfills its mission. If a fruit fails, it is detached from the tree, and if a branch deviates, it is pruned, because from the tree of life only fruits of life must sprout. All science that has caused evil and all religion that has not made true light, you can consider them as branches and fruits, through which the sap of the tree of life does not flow, because they have already been detached from it. Blessed be the one whose ideal is to follow my path, blessed be the one who seeks a way to make his spirit great. I receive those who, by keeping quiet about their complaints, only think of receiving the due of my word, those who do not let the faith and hope of me die. With my word, I will make everyone come to sing a song of faith. I come to teach you spirituality, because it will give you spiritual and physical health, it will make you love each other, it will give you strength and faith. Through the one who thinks of me and loves me, the torrent of life passes, in him is my divine manifestation. I have given you life so that in it you may be great and strong, I have given it to you so that you may have charity and manifest your ability to love, I have also given it to you so that you may have wisdom. Life is the reflection of God, it is the great testimony of my existence, live it and enjoy it, but also understand it. You have enjoyed it very much without understanding it. Sing of life and may your song be one of understanding, admiration and love. Your spirit, rising, will sing a better psalm to the Creator. Life is an endless stream. For the spirit to become great, wise, strong and kind, it is necessary that it live eternally. People, you think that I come to visit you, but the truth is that I live in you. I visit you only under this form of manifesting myself by making myself thought, word and spiritual vision, and it is that you do not perceive my inner manifestation in your being with the clarity of the beating of your heart, because to feel me throbbing in your being, it is necessary to have sensitivity. Do not lose hope of feeling me, because hope comes from faith, which is light on your path. Woe to those who lose faith. Faith is the beacon that illuminates the future, faith is the force that produces what you call miracles. What would be of your life, if you did not have faith in my law? I give you life, but I say revive the light of faith in your God, faith in yourselves, faith in life and in creation. Do not doubt my charity in your vicissitudes, my love is stronger than your trials. Hear me more with your spirit than with your ears. To those who call themselves disinherited, to those who say that their star does not shine and that they are unlit lamps, and to those who regret having come to life to cry, I say to you, have you ever tried to forget yourself for a moment in order to carry a consolation to your fellow men? Surely not, because whoever practices charity does it to himself. I have called in this time those who have nothing to give to the world. Love and give selflessly and you will soon see the reward. Knock on my door and my voice will answer. You can all get up, even when you have fallen very low, even when you find yourself covered in slime. The lost men of today will be the good men of tomorrow. On your ruins I will build my temple, but man will help me to rebuild it. Here it is, penetrate into the true life. It is like a kingdom, within which, from the heavenly to the least material, everything is within your reach. Abolish the pain. The life created by me is not painful, suffering comes from the disobedience and faults of the children of God. Pain is typical of the life that men in their dissolution have created. Raise your gaze and discover the beauty of my works, prepare yourselves to listen to the divine concert. Do not exclude yourselves from that feast. If you isolate yourself, how can you participate in that delight? You would live sad, tormented and sick. I want you to be harmonious notes in the universal concert, that you understand that you have sprung from the source of life, that you feel that my light is in all consciences. When will you reach the fullness in which you can say, Father, submit my spirit to yours, as well as my will and my life? See that you will not be able to say this while your senses are sick and your spirit selfishly isolated from the path. You live under the torment of illnesses or the fear of contracting them, and what is a bodily illness in the face of a lack of spirit? Nothing, if he knows how to get up, because in my charity you will always find help. Just as the blood runs through your veins and vivifies the whole body, so the force of God, like a torrent of life, passes through your spirit. There is no reason to be sick if you comply with the law. Life is health, joy, happiness, harmony. Being sick you cannot be a repository of divine goods. Sick minds, hearts or bodies, the Master tells you, ask your spirit, which is the child of the Almighty, to return to the path, to heal your ailments and to help you in your weaknesses. What will the father be able to deny his child, when he spiritually approaches to request something for his body, a small and fragile material creature? This is how I teach you to ask, but when it comes to giving, I tell you, share and give. Distribute what is material and give love, because, what will it do you to give the material part if you do not put love in it? How difficult it has seemed to you to properly administer the goods that you have possessed in the world. Some want to have only for themselves, others, having too much, do not feel the duty to share it. I reveal to you a source of health that exists in you, in your spirit, so that you can go to it when necessary. If you know how to look for it, you will find its waters. I do not want a defeated and sad world, a people that, due to their ignorance of what they possess at every moment, speak to me with anguish, and ask me with desperation. I want a world aware of how much it is and possesses. There are those who are thinking, and if man was always healthy, how would he die? To which I reply, it is not necessary for your body to be sick for it to stop living, it is enough for the heart to stop when the hour has sounded, for it to cease to be. The light of my spirit is poured out on you so that you may resurrect. In this third era I come looking for the lost ones to serve me. I am the liberator of the spirits, who comes to free you from your slavery. I come to convert the rebels into submissive and humble servants. Then I tell them, watch, so that you are not surprised by rumors and temptations that lead you back to the precipice. Who has known the scum and the underworld and has been able to get rid of it, is prepared to go there, in search of those who still remain lost. No one better than him to persuade with his word, which is the light of experience. When will you become the fishermen of hearts and liberators of spirits? When you affirm your step on the path that I have traced for you. Give without condition, do not judge your brother's house, first know your home well, so that if you find it dirty, clean it and it is worthy of receiving me. Do not look if his storehouse is full or empty or if his body is covered with finery or rags. Let my love put to death all those blemishes that could tarnish the light that you must reflect. See that from the perfect mansion I descend to your home to show you the greatness of spiritual life, to reveal to you a lesson that teaches you to know yourself, to know your Creator and to know your destiny. The Father would not want his children to cry, even though he told you, "Blessed are those who cry." My law does not teach you to cry, but the way to avoid pain. If it pleased me to see you suffer, I would not come to you as a doctor, nor would I come to pour my balm on every wound. He who meekly bears his cross of sorrows pleases me because he imitates me, but from him who in his religious fanaticism and his ignorance torments and punishes his body, I receive his intention, which is to purify himself or try to imitate me in my sufferings, but I do not approve of the act. It is enough that you patiently drain the chalice that life daily offers you and that, overcoming your sorrows, you have the strength to think about your fellow men and do them the good that you can, so that you can thus fulfill your mission. No longer complain of suffering, you have received the gift of my love and you have been enraptured with my word, recognize it by its divine essence and the preparation of the spokesperson, by the sweetness and firmness of its voice. Then, let your spirit wander through regions that only it can reach so that there you may be saturated with light, while your mind remains ecstatic, and your heart throbbing with admiration and love. My peace be with you.